included in Thomas Tuchel's squad to go to the World Cup just gives me more hope because he scored
Yeah,
two fantastic goals, didn't he?
yeah.
In the
For the
last
weekend.
the weekend, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, this one is a bit of a light-hearted thing on Thomas Frank. Now, Thomas Frank was spotted drinking from an Arsenal branded cup. I don't know
Yeah.
if you- I don't-
Yeah.
And when he was asked, he said, I definitely did not notice it. It would be completely stupid of me to take it if I knew. It's a little bit sad that I need to be asked about it. I would never do something that's stupid. Now, I know we're all having a laugh about it, but um, Thomas Frank is on the it's almost in the same position as well, not as bad as Nuno Santos, but he is not doing really well at Tottenham, is it? What do we make of his time at Tottenham
Yeah.
so
Well, of course, they lost, didn't they? They lost last night to Bournemouth 3-2. And Spurs, yeah, I gather after, I didn't see that, but I gather afterwards the players were having a bit of a spat with the fans, some of the Spurs players. And it's quite evident, actually, that there is I don't know whether it's a sizable portion of Spurs fans, but there is a portion of them, a part of them, who don't rate or don't want Franks there. He's not he's not got them all on his side, if you like, since he went there.
Hmm.
And if you go back a few weeks, you may remember, because I think we commented on it, that at the end of one Spurs game, the managers tend to walk around the players and shake hands at both sides, including his own. And two of his own players, I think he went for his high five or something like that as he walked past, and they sort of left him hanging. And it was clearly, I thought if that had been me, I'd have felt quite humiliated. And as a manager, I wouldn't have tolerated that. I'd have made sure there was some consequence, because that wasn't done only in front of a few million people looking on television and the people in the ground, although many were leaving, but also that would have been seen at some point by other teammates. And you can't have somebody disrespecting the manager, especially a new manager, newish manager, like that. Anyway, I mean, I gather the only upshot, excuse me, the only upshot was that he said that they apologised to him. And obviously for him, that was good enough. And maybe that was the best way to do it. I think for me, I'd have been a bit firmer about it, made it clear that was totally unacceptable. I don't really know why they did that, these two players. But anyway, it does seem, maybe because of a run of results or some results recently, it does seem that some of the fans haven't really accepted him. And of course, I saw the picture of him with the Arsenal Cup. That probably won't endear him to Spurs fans anyway. To see the word Arsenal on this cup, and I don't know where he got it from, but you can only imagine that that was deliberately given to him. Probably had a coffee in it or something. And as it happened, his hands holding it, like these takeaway coffee cups, was just below the word Arsenal. I don't know whether you saw it, but if he'd been holding it higher up, they'd never have known. But one imagines, perhaps not, but you think somebody would have given him that in the hope that there could be a picture of him with it, because yeah, it's a bit of a light-hearted bit of banter. Bit of banter, isn't it, to see a manager of Spurs? I mean, the rivalry between Spurs and Arsenal is like any other big rivalry in the Premier League. It's a real one, a real rivalry. So that is a bit of a coup for whoever gave him that cup. But yeah, I mean, as he said, he would never have done that. It almost felt like he felt the need to answer the question seriously. And I suppose maybe he would have done, because he wouldn't want anyone thinking, well, yeah, I don't care if it's Arsenal's cup or not. He said, if I'd known, I would never have done that. And of course he wouldn't. So he was obviously either someone playing a bit of a practical joke on him, or it was a simple, here's a coffee, get your coffee, and it's got Arsenal written all over it. So I felt a bit sorry for him there. But I don't think I don't think things are going that well for him at the moment. I don't. I just get that feeling. And he knows, if you know there's a section of the fans that are against you, I guess it's your job to win them over. You say, right, we're going to work harder to the team, and we're going to make these fans see that we're going to do okay. Because he did do well at Brentford. Let's face it. For however long he was there, he did very well. We know Brentford is not a great big club like Spurs, so whether there's a transition from a smaller club to a bigger club, I'm sure there is. Like if Oliver Glasner were to go, say, to Manchester United, then there's a big difference between the expectations, between the resources, the size of the ground, and all sorts of things which you're not really used to. I don't know. I have an idea Thomas Franks is a head coach. We talked about the head coach earlier. I have an idea he's head coach rather than manager, which would kind of make sense. But yeah, I hope it works out for him. He strikes me as a good guy. He did very well generally at Brentford. And again, you've got to be given time. You go into a new job, you need a bit of space to get it as you want it to be.
Yeah, I like him. I like Thomas Frank.
Yeah.
Now, there's one player that we sort of thought was due for Saudi, but he never did because Chelsea bought him, I think. Raheem Sterling. Now, what's happening with him? Do we know anything about him?
Funny, I've not even thought about him for a while. But the last thing I heard was that on one of the Palace fans' websites or something like that, a couple of months ago, somebody said, "Oh, the rumor is that we're going to try and get Raheem Sterling in the window." And I mean, it didn't really have an impact on me one way or the other, because, as I said, I've heard so many times about players who might be coming to Palace and then they don't for the most part. So you take it with a